The Turkey Sandwich Podcast, meat and bread for your head. It's episode number 4, and today's topic, the side hustle. One of my absolute favorite topics. We're going to talk about how to get some extra cash in your wallet, some extra coin in your purse, some extra cheddar to move those Benjamins into your spare bedroom, and to put the gravy on the mashed potatoes. I'm going to give you some strategies and tools and give you some creative ideas to help you earn a little extra cash on the side to get your income up and always get your expenses down. We're going to figure out a few quick ways to make some quick cash on the side. So before we get started, I just want to tell you a quick story about my side hustle. It started about 2 or 3 years ago. And me and my buddies got together. We were like, you know what? We need to make some extra cash. We all got bills to pay. So we started going to yard sales and estate sales and looking for things to flip really quick. Mostly like tools and furniture and things that would move pretty quickly, or what we thought would move pretty quickly. So thus started the curse of the sewing machine. So the first thing I ever bought at an estate sale was this like early 1900s Singer sewing machine. It was beautiful. It was ornate. It had all the bells and whistles. It was like one of those foot-powered old-timey sewing machines that had like a really nice like wooden lacquered top, and it was just really amazing looking. Very appealing to the eye. So I went up to the lady and we did our little negotiation. We did our little dance. And I ended up getting the sewing machine for $20. And that was the first thing I ever purchased in my side hustle. Sewing machine for $20. And I was like, you know what? This thing's almost 100 years old. I'm going to have no problem moving this. In my mind, I was like, I'm going to easily get $500 for this thing. Needless to say, that didn't exactly happen. I posted the sewing machine online. I posted it on all these different apps like OfferUp and Let Go. And the sewing machine just sat there. So my price gradually came down, and it came down. And day after day went by, and week after week went by, and month after month kept going by. And in the meantime, my buddies and I, we're selling all kinds of stuff. We're selling tools. We're selling fishing gear. We're selling, potted plants. Anything you can think of. It's just flying out off the shelves, flying out the window. We're making all these deals. We're making tons of money. And there's the sewing machine still sitting in my garage. And by this time, I'm pretty fed up. So I'm like, you know what? I bought the thing for $20. I'm going to lower the price, and I eventually found a buyer who bought the thing for $60. I was like, okay, I tripled my money, but that wasn't exactly a very fun experience. So guess what happens the following weekend? We go out estate sailing again, and guess what? This lady is giving me a sewing machine. Like, she's like, no, you take it. It'll look nice in your living room. You can give it to your grandmother. Just go ahead and take it. I got the dang thing for free, so I couldn't turn it down, and there I was left with another sewing machine. Also very nice. So once again, I posted it online, and it sat there month after month, month after month, week after week, in my garage, taking up space, and I couldn't move it. So I think I sold the second one for like $40. And I was like, this is the last time I'm ever going to buy or sell a sewing machine. I can't take this anymore. It's time is money, and they take too long to flip. So a few more weeks go by, and I'm back at another yard sale. And you guessed it. Guess what's in the front yard? A couple of sewing machines. Now, by this time, we had been selling and buying a whole bunch of stuff. And I had gotten the reputation and I got the nickname of the lowballer. Because my thought was, if my first offer doesn't offend you, then it's not low enough. So there were those two sewing machines, and this lady comes up to me, and she's trying hard to sell me these two things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm over sewing machines. I don't want any part of this, but I'm going to try my typical lowball offer. I'm going to make her an offer so low and so bad, she's going to be offended by it, and she's not going to want to sell me the sewing machines. Guess what was in my truck 2 minutes later? Both sewing machines. She took the deal. It was unbelievable. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. All in all, I think I sold about 10 sewing machines, and I literally couldn't get away from them. I still have nightmares to this day about sewing machines. So when you're starting your side hustle, I guess the whole point of this conversation is to make sure you find things that are easy to move, that aren't going to sit on the shelf for a long time, and something you can turn around and make some quick money on. Once you get burned, don't get burned again. Learn from my mistakes. So that's my little story. So let's get started on the meat of this sandwich. I'm going to give you 4 quick and easy ideas, 4 quick side hustles that you can get started on today. So first and foremost, we are going to do a yard sale. go ahead and clean out your garage, clean out your closets, clean out your spare bedroom, and get rid of some of your junk. Let's turn it into some cash. My rule of thumb is if you haven't used it in a year, it's probably about that time to get rid of it. So go ahead and haul that stuff out of your garage and put it on the front lawn. A few quick tips on yard sales: make sure you have good signage. You want to have good, clear, highly visible signs that are, posted up near the main streets, that are very colorful and in large writing, that direct the person to your yard sale. And make sure you have like a big open front lawn. Curb appeal is key. And whenever I'm doing a yard sale, I always think about the big T's: tools, toys, tables, t-shirts. People love to buy tools, especially name brand tools like Craftsman that have like a lifetime warranty. Toys always sell very quickly because they're super expensive if you buy them brand new. And then tables, just stuff like furniture and chairs, high quality stuff. People will buy that stuff very quickly. And lastly, clothes. People like to buy clothes at yard sales. A lot of people I noticed who are buying clothes at yard sales own like thrift stores and vintage clothing shops, and they'll oftentimes buy like all your clothes in bulk. So those are some good little tips. Also, when you're at that yard sale, be interactive. There's always the opportunity to upsell somebody. Somebody might be looking for one or two little small items, but go ahead and give them the opportunity to buy more items for, try to get them to $20 or $30 or $40. And then also use the bundling method. If they might only be there for one or two things, bundle a few things together and get them a container to put all the stuff that they want in, and then make a good price on it. Because let's face it, most of this stuff is probably going to end up at Salvation Army or Goodwill. So the key is to get rid of it. Whatever is not getting sold is probably getting donated. So make some deals. Don't be too tight on your prices. And then also some other good tips at yard sales. My son always sells like water and sodas, especially if it's a really hot day. You can sell a ton of water and soda and make some more quick cash that way. So that'll get your bankroll going on yard sales. And if you can't do a yard sale, you don't have the space to do a yard sale, there's no excuse, because guess what? We're going to do an online yard sale. There's plenty of good online platforms where you can do a yard sale, such as OfferUp. You can post things on OfferUp. There's another app called Let Go you can post your items on. Of course, there's Craigslist and eBay. All those are good options to do an online yard sale if you don't have room at your house. So get started on your yard sale today and get your bankroll going for your side hustle. Next up, idea number 2. We all know this one. It's Uber or Lyft, or you can do some type of food delivery. I know right now Lyft is offering up to $1,250 depending on where you live. And Uber, the range is $300 to $2,000 for signing up as a driver. Now, you have to do a certain number of rides, so make sure you read the fine print and you do at least that number of rides to get that promotional money, because that'll be worth it. Even if you only did this for a few months, it would totally be worth it to get that bonus. So also when doing Uber or Lyft, make sure you're doing it during peak hours. Maximize your time on the road, because that's when you're going to make the most money. I know for Uber, I believe the peak hours are 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning and 2 to 8 p.m. in the evenings. For Lyft, it's 7 in the morning to 9 a.m. and then in the evenings, it's 5 to 7. The weekend peak hours vary, but you want to look for those surges and boosts. Those are going to happen most often on holidays, special events, and of course on the weekends. Look out, like, for example, we live by the Rose Bowl. So find out, when Taylor Swift is coming to town or when there's a big concert. We live by Dodger Stadium. When are the Dodger games? When are the big events happen there? And then downtown by Staples Center. And then we also have, LAX if you want to do a few runs out of there. There's always going to be some steady money coming out of those places. So look for those special spots, those hot spots, and get your Lyft on, get your Uber on during those peak hours and make some quick cash. Idea number 3, you are going to become a master flipper. Remember that movie Flipper, that late 90s movies with Elijah Wood, that horrible movie? Well, I want you to find your inner porpoise. I want you to find your inner dolphin. And I want you to be known as the master flipper. That's your new side hustle. So now that you got your bankroll going, you got some money piled up from that garage sale, you're earning a little extra cash on the side from your Uber and Lyft. You have some money to buy a bigger ticket item, to make a bigger move, to find that one big item like a car or a motorcycle, or that big ticket item at an estate sale where you can plunk down the money and look for a quick double. You want to try to double your money. Whenever you're doing a flip, That's always a rule of thumb. If I'm going to invest my hard-earned cash, I want to at least be able to double my money. So start looking out for something bigger, a bigger ticket item that you can really make some big money on. You're taking a little more risk, you're taking a bigger chance, but the reward is going to be much greater. So start flipping items as much as you can, as many as you can. Use whatever platform you want to use to sell the item, but make sure it's something that you're knowledgeable about, something that you have some expertise in. And finally, idea number 4, you are going to provide a good or a service to somebody. By good, I mean something you can make, something like jewelry, or my sister knits scarves, something that you can use, like you have a skill or a trade that you can make something and put the stamp of approval of homemade or handmade on it. That sells. People like to help people out who are hustling, who are making quality craft-like products. And you can sell those products on something like Etsy or an eBay or something like that. But people love homemade goods, whatever it is. And as far as a service, there is always something that somebody needs to get done. Whether it's dog walking, pet sitting, house sitting, babysitting, some kind of sitting, there's always something that somebody needs to get done and is willing to pay someone who is willing to go out of their way and ask and hustle for some money. People are more generous when someone is like doing something out of the ordinary. So go up to people, ask if they need work done, their leaves raked, their lawn mowed, their car washed. It can literally be anything. But I can tell you right now, if some little kid knocks on my door and says, "Hey, sir, could I wash your car?" I'm going to hook that little kid up because he's hustling. Or if I see a lemonade stand out there and some kids are out there sweating, trying to make a couple bucks, I'm going to buy a bunch of lemonade and cookies because I like that effort. I like that hustle. So go to your local church, go to your, talk to some friends and some family, see what they need done, see what you can provide them, and make some extra cash. Make it happen. So let's put a bow on this podcast. Let's put a new rubber band around that giant wad of cash we just earned from our side hustle, and let's wrap this thing up. First off, it was a yard sale. Get your yard sale on today. Next, do your Uber or Lyfting during peak hours. And third, become a master flipper. Find your inner dolphin. And lastly, provide a gooder service to somebody. There's always somebody out there that needs something. And let's get it done. Let's do this. You can do it. We can do it. We can do this together. Let's get it going. Let's get our side hustle on. And let's have a good day. Let's get this week started off right. Take care.